everyone, it's David again, and we are on Babylon 5, Season 5, Episode 10, A Tragedy of Telepaths. We can all see what this is building up to. So, let's get right to it. Captain Lockley opens her personal log and lists all the reasons that she has to do what she has to do. So, Captain Lockley then requests a secure gold channel to Psi Corps headquarters. Attention Alfred Bester, with the headline, "Tell him we need his help." Ooh boy, Captain, when you open that door to Alfred Bester and you let him in, oh boy. But she's been warned and she's been told by everybody, but of course she knows better than everybody. But does she have a choice in this matter? Does she really have a choice in who else is going to come and get these telepaths out of down below? Or why do we even need to? They're not bothering anybody. Let them starve themselves out. You know, and up until this point, they haven't really committed any crimes that we're aware of that would justify going in there and getting them. Okay? But Byron's people are tricking the security people to delay. They think there's a bomb behind there. And then, of course, by the time they figure out there is no bomb, they've already welded a bunch more stuff into place. And in fact, Bester says he's seen the trick before, and he says they can delay you for weeks and even months at some point. So maybe Captain Lockley's just a victim of circumstance, and she really doesn't have a choice. And of course, as she's pointed out, it wasn't her decision to let them in the first place. So does she wash her hands now? She's all clean. It's all the ex-husband's fault. If he wouldn't have let those damn teeps in here in the first place, how about we sit down and negotiate with these people on their demands for a homeland? You know, or something of that nature. To make up the wild notion of, hey, let's sit down and talk about this. Or have we already crossed that line? At any rate, Byron people also managed to send a telepathic message to Captain Lockley to meet with them. Londo Malari notes that even though they aren't at war, they've increased their production of war material 15%. So why are the Centauri not spinning down the war factories and investing in things like education and stuff like that? Makes you wonder. In a shock, Jakar and Londo Malari find Natath in a cell in the royal palace. She's been there for 2 years. Is this like the MIA Americans who were taken allegedly, well actually not allegedly, because we got to see the actual KGB file folders in both Siberia and North Korea and Vietnam. They took Americans, captive, and some of them they transported to work as slave labor. And some of them actually survived for years and even some cases decades beyond the end of the war. Some of the Korean veterans were alive in the 70s and even into the 80s, but by that point they couldn't just admit it. That's a war crime of the most heinous nature. So is that a similar situation, or am I overgeneralizing here? At any rate, Michael Garibaldi, because Sheridan is like, why does it seem like things are getting harder instead of easier? And Garibaldi says, people like to see something really big fall apart. We zip on in, and Byron meets Captain Lockley for perhaps the last time, and he says, though you've not gone out of your way to be kind to us, you have been fair, and that requires comment. Okay, that's kind of bizarre. Why not just give yourself up, Byron? Just say, hey, look, Captain Lockley, I'm the one that you really want. If you let all my people go, I will turn myself in, and Bester can haul me off. Why not just do that, Byron? If it's really not all about you and your ego and you getting to be in command of this nice little group of people that who follow you even unto your own death, why not just surrender, Byron? Take that radical step. But the Drazi, Bakiri, and Game ambassadors find evidence of other ships attacking their transports, so they're all pointing their fingers at each other. And of course, they want the Alliance to figure out, why do everybody always want everything instantaneously? It's like people, in order, like the pandemic that we have going on here. Good science takes a while to figure out these things. You can't just point your finger at that and say, that's the sole cause. It must be that. It must be the chicken that we ate, or the bats that were eaten, or the insanitary practices over in Wuhan, China, or something like that. It takes time to find out the results of these things, and you have to be patient. But no, everybody wants at the end of a 30-minute episode to know who did it, by gum. At the very most, you should have an hour-long episode, but only 42 minutes after you cut out time for commercial break. But I'm sorry, having been a nurse, I know it takes months and sometimes even years to find out the results of these things. And you have to be patient. But of course, these ambassadors want results now. Bester arrives on Babylon 5, and he helps block Byron's group from using their mind tricks. So now they can go dig him out. Jakar and Londo spring the Toth from prison. And of course, Jakar gets flashbacks of what he had to go through when he was sprung from the Centauri prison and the torture he had to endure. Byron's sprinter groups are looking for weapons, and they get them. Bester blocks the telepaths, and Byron's group, seeing that, they engage and they kill 2 of Captain Lockley's security guards. So now they have committed the crime. Now we got them to commit the crime. The all-important crime that justifies us going in and digging them out. Even though we all know that it's going to cost more lives that way. But now we've got it. We've got the bodies. So here we go, Byron. We're coming for you. And Delenn says, sorry, my cell phone, should have left that outside, but Delenn says when she's talking to the ambassadors to get them to calm down, and once the truth is known, we will support any action you choose to take. Oh, Delenn, are those words going to come back and haunt you? As your husband once said, unless you hand a guy a loaded gun, unless you know damn sure where he's going to point it to, you don't give it to him. But Delenn walked right into that one. And a Psi Corps Bloodhound unit arrives on scene. So now Byron has committed the one infallible offense, and we gotta go dig him out, regardless of how many lives it takes. Think it's justified or no? At any rate, comment down below, like, subscribe, and share. We are this close to 300 subscribers. I think we're at 297 as I record this. So thank you all for your patience. We're almost at the end.